Alright, so guys, welcome back to another video. Back at it again at Danz. I know, I think I said it yet in previous videos leading up to today that I wasn't going to be getting out because of me having to be in at noon. I got lucky. And I'm very thankful that it happened, especially the way it did. I got lucky for two reasons. Reason one is Autumn texted me at, I think it was just about 8 o'clock this morning. Yeah, I think it was like 7:53. She texted me and said, "Hey, can you come in at 2 instead of noon?" And I'm trying to be respectful about this, and I'm very grateful. But I was like, won't Tony get mad at you if you do that? And she's like, no, Tony won't get mad. Because I think she's showing that she's trying to do something to help labor. So I'm not going to argue with her. I'm not going to argue with Tony. Tony's my boss too, but he's also the district manager that my store is under. So I have to listen to what he says too. Which I never had an issue with Tony. I never have. I think Tony is a great guy. It's fun to work with. Yeah, you got to follow the rules when you work with him, but that's a given. That's anywhere you go. Even when that time when he wrote me up and sent me home right before that camping trip. He wrote me up, sent me home the day is like right before, I think it was like a Thursday. So I texted Dad. I said, well, I just got sent the fuck home and written up at the same goddamn time. So, and he's like, why? I said, because, my attitude, I'm trying to fucking fight with Autumn and Tony about, me closing. To try to, I'm trying to fight with them to get me out of it. And I don't care if I have to work nights yet, but I don't want to close because I'm getting pissed off because I'm stuck here until 11 and I have no help in the kitchen. That's why I'm getting pissed off. I have no help in the kitchen and, they're not doing anything about it. And I've talked to them, I don't know how many times. They're like, hey, you got to get me off these closes, man. They're like, why? I said, well, first of all, I don't want you guys on my back anymore about getting out of here late, because I don't think that's fair to you, to them, about having to get on me for being there late because corporate's getting on them. And I'm trying to make it fair for them and all that. So, and plus, I don't have help for those rushes we get, and that's what pushes me back. I'm doing this close by the thing like I was trained to. And I'm still getting out of here late. I'm doing it like how I was trained, trying to do it good by the thing. So, I don't know, whatever. So then, got whaling. Still getting out of here late, for the 2 days I close, the day or two I close. Whatever. So then Autumn messages me today, says, coming at 2 instead of noon. I'm like, okay, but, won't you get yelled at by Tony? And she's like, no, Tony won't get mad about that. I'm probably thinking it's because she's trying to, help improve labor a little bit. So now I'm having to go in at 2 instead of noon. So I just started season 5 hood tours. Yay. So so then the other thing is I ended up, because I was looking for heat shrink last night, and I ended up finding, because there's a bunch of different websites and apps and whatever that I could use to order heat shrink, eBay, Amazon, a couple different, like, just web only, links, so it's only on the internet, on a website, because Amazon's a website. Amazon and eBay are sites too, but, just through a different company is what I mean. So I was like, wait, so I copied the, part number, searched it up in Amazon, couldn't find it on Amazon. And then I was like, wait, so if that didn't work, why don't I copy the whole name, that's listed, and then, copy and paste the whole name that's listed into the search bar on Amazon. I just go bop, copy it, plop, paste it, make sure the search bar is empty on Amazon. I go bop, bop, bam, and I find it. I'm like, and I bought a case of 600 pieces of heat shrink for between $5 and $7, or $5 and $8 or whatever, or it was 7 or 8 after tax or whatever. So I ended up ordering the heat shrink, 100 key rings for $5. Yeah, it was 5 or 6 after tax. And then a different adapter, because I'm gonna save a few videos, paracord wise or whatever, so then I can watch them offline on my phone. I bought a different adapter, so if my battery's running low, I can still plug my phone in and then watch the video, which then in turn I'll have to unplug the thing, go through my phone, or just to use my charger then when I'm not using the adapter. So because I found because I had one for an older iPhone way back when they still had the 8-pin end, because they switched everything to Type-C now. So I may, save a few videos, which I understand isn't legal, to, whatever. So, so I'm going to do that. So now I got the key rings and heat shrink and all that coming. So I think it said Sunday that I'll be here. So, for the 3 things, I only paid just over $14, which isn't bad. So, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna end the video here and get this hood tour episode done. I'm not gonna do a super long one today because I gotta eat and I want to game yet before I go to work, and I gotta upload and save all the videos yet too. So, but anyway, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.